Well, hi everyone, this is the classic vibe Daphne blue. I love this colour. It's a birthday present for my wife, and I've been dropping hints for some time. And for added bonus, I'm from London originally, but I did my degrees down in Exeter, and she got it from Exeter, which I think is really special, yeah, for me at least. I really didn't like that place when I first went there, and I loved it after a while. Anyway, here you can see I love the colour. It's I've got some other videos that are coming out, and you'll see the colour. This is in the artificial light inside my garage. The first thing I'm doing is tuning it up, and so it hasn't been, I don't know if it's been set up by the company. I think immediate impressions are the colour looks lovely. Tortoise guard, pick guard, I'm not a great fan of that. That will be going white. I think Johnny did that as well, and it's not that I'm copying him. You see, if you look at my green base, my surf green, I also changed that from black to white, and it just looks the right sort of fender look. The immediate thing, just coming down the frets here, they seem nice. Maybe a little bit down here. No, that's the string itself actually. So these seem really pretty good, and they're not like a rolled board you get on a Squier 2. But there again, to be fair, I kind of slip off the fretboard a little bit like this with the Squier at the minute. I'm not quite used to it. Either the company did it or whatever. The pickup height doesn't look too bad here. The neck and the bridge look about the right height, and they look adjusted. Now I've got it on the tuner, so I'm going to tune it up. You won't be able to see that. It's on a G at the minute. I always start at the E rather, because that sometimes adds more tension. G sharp, so let's go up to an A on that. It's on mute, so all you can hear is the noise through the air coming off the desk, and even that's not bad. It's supposed to be a popular body. I don't, very popular, nice part of London. Well, a little noise there as it's settling in from down here. D. Now obviously it's brand new for me, at least. It is a brand new guitar, so the strings will take a while to settle in, the neck will take a while. Okay, that's pretty good. And then, as Dave says, the playing position, has it made the change? Actually it has. Let's just check that. Wow, Dave's world of fun stuff. That one is about an A there. I lift it up, it's not an A there. Okay, maybe there's something really weird about these necks. I mean, you do have to tune them in this if you tune it in one position, don't change. That's what Dave is saying. That's a bit odd. I mean, maybe the neck is so... Neck's nice, by the way. I'll show you that in a minute. Most people like to sand off to make a matte finish, so it smooths earlier. I don't play particularly fast bass because I'm mainly playing in church worship, so you don't need to play Chris Squier stuff all the time. So it works fine for me, and I love the gloss. The thing that's different with this one, it's the powerful Indian laurel, so the neck, the fretboard will need a drink every so often. I got some oil for that. That's why I think I prefer the maple jazz spaces, maple necks, because they don't need that. They're normally gloss and closed, and they're the same all the time. Okay, so interesting. The first time there, I had it on the bench. It's the first time. Maybe I'll send this to Dave and say, hey man, I know what you mean, but this is the first time. This neck, it doesn't feel that, it feels pretty stiff to me. It's quite, so I think what's going to be wrong with it is the string height. Yeah, that's pretty. So the tuners are quite sensitive insofar as it's quite a few adjustments to get it to move up. It's not some of the really cheap tuners, a little, you spend hours tuning up because just a small change is a massive change. And I'm using a Zoom B14X. If you watch my channel, I love these things. I'm doing more work on those. I've got a G5N second hand for my birthday. Right, that's on tune. So let's take the mute off, and this will be the sound. Let me just check. I've got to do one thing here, hang on. Let me just check I'm setting this flat, and I'll put, okay, so now when I come in here, this is the flat sound coming through an orange amp. So let's just take everything off, nothing. So let's put up this bridge pickup, which is normally quite weak, but as Johnny says, this is seemingly slightly moved, so... Well, that's quite a full sound for these little pickups. got a nice spank to it there. Let's play it closer. Nice. Let's give it a bit of tone on there. So this is the bridge with all the tone. That's pretty high output. Bit of noise though. I know I'm under the fluorescence, so there's noise in my environment. Now, normally if it's that, when we move it, yeah, you can see the single coil. You hear the difference in the noise? So it's much less there. Now it starts to come back, and now it's noisy. So that's something I don't like about these things. Shielding them is normally a pain in the ass. That's why I normally go for some EMGs, and they're normally about £120. They fit generally, and they're just superb. And then you just got to put a battery box in the back, which, or if you're lucky, it will fit in the cavity. I prefer the battery box now that I've got used to that. So that's really quite nice. Let's put the tone down and the front pickup on. So you've got more noise coming out there, and then the Leonard Squier trick that you play up here. That's quite deep. That is a very booming bass. I'm going to measure it later to see where this is in comparison to the other 60s I've got. What if they're both on? Oh, sorry. Let's give it a bit of tone, yeah? So that obviously makes it much brighter, and the tone's having an effect. One person commented on Johnny's review that he doesn't get much effect on his tone, and well, there's something wrong then, man. Something wrong with your amp or your pot. Because let me play a note. Wow, that made my whole amp shake there. Just my foot on it. Okay, that's the actual amp itself shaking, because if I put my foot on it, oh no. Ah, okay. That's the sound in the room resonating with some other objects in the room. If you see my other videos, my garage is full of crap, yeah? What volume I got this on? 2 with no bass on it. Okay, well, let's put it into the low input, see if that makes any difference. Well, that's, oh yeah, let's turn the tone off, of course. Okay, I'll put it back into the other input. So you have a low and a high. High impedance if you have non-active, and low if you've got an active bass. It's coming through the zoom, but this isn't turning it active. So one of the things you can do with the zoom, which is pretty neat, if I take it off there, what I can do, so I have a really nice Squier 2. Problem is, if you look at Low End Lobster, he's right, the tone knob just doesn't work on that. So if we take this one with a high tone, and I've got a bit of effects on there, yeah, so I play a bit of high tone. You see here, I can turn the high tone down with the pedal. So I'm just using the equalizer on here. Yeah. So when I play with the M2 at the minute live, I need to use this little box to make the tone go down, because otherwise it's too bright. And with this P1 sound I got here, what I have is the ZNR. So this should mean the ZNR is Zoom's noise reduction. So you see, there's a lot less noise coming through as I do the turning. So that, on one of these Donner noise killers, is the cheapest way to save yourself the noise of having to silence the guitar. Of course, you need battery power. The nice thing about these ones is you can power them off USB, and therefore you can power them off a battery bank. So that's the first trick I'll give you if you get a lot of noise from your bass. Instantly we got quieter. On this one I got the compressor on there, which is handy, just, you know, to get rid of your sort of got there? We've got just the bridge there, and that's really ballsy output from this little box, yeah. I can feel my trouser legs at the bottom flapping in the wind there. I don't know if it's coming out in the room, but that's a phenomenal tone, yeah. All for a little £60 box, and if you watch my channel, you can use MIDI to control these now. The next thing I've got is the Exciter. The Exciter is super cool, so let's put all of the bass and the treble down, and so let's play I don't know, G, a low G. Can you hear it coming out? You can hear that bass coming out there, look. Wow, that's making my tools come off my magnetic bar there. The resonance is actually, oh, I'm sorry my neighbours. So that's what you can do with the Exciter on the bass, yeah. And this little pedal, I think, is almost like getting a set of EMG pickups, because I've got so much. Let's put a bit of treble into it. In fact, we'll have no treble and we'll play a higher note. Let's play the higher G, and then I'll play it and I'll blend it in. Yeah, you can really hear it, and then turn it off. It's just beating in. So the Exciter's nice, but you can also just turn it off. There's a little, if you can see the little light there by my finger, if you just push that, it's off. So let's turn it off. You can hear it kicking in, yeah. And then the fourth effect I've got is a clone chorus. So I really like choruses, particularly when I'm playing fretless, yeah. This isn't fretless, but it's fine. Let's take the chorus off. Back on. That really nice sound of the 80s. Oh, it's a bit neck heavy, I'll give it that. So that nice chorus, like the what was his name? Peter Van Hook, was it? The guy from New Order. You got that going on with the clone chorus. And then the final one I had was a pitch thing. Why I have this is because in the band they will play in E flat sometimes, and you want maybe to play in E. Let me just check if this is working, because I can sit down a second. Hang on a second. Let's just pause that and I can sit down. Okay, I got it in a seated position now. It's neck heavy. I know Johnny said it wasn't. No, sorry mate, mine's different to yours. I can sort of get it to sit there, but normally what I do is I buy the same strap locks from Musically. I've probably got some on the desk somewhere, and then I use the same strap on the strap and I move across. Now we're going to look at the setup in a minute. We're still playing it pretty much as it came out of the box, only tuned, so it's really high output. If I didn't have this ZNR on, you see the noise? I'd be wanting to take it back, yeah. So this is the problem with the single coils, yeah. So this is a standard tone. Oh, actually it's on effecting. Let's put it on guitar in. That's better. Right, and now we'll turn this effect on. You see how it's basically silent, yeah. And this is the way it is on my EMGs. So I seriously recommend, if you get one of these, particularly if you're beginning, get yourself some sort of ZNR on a Zoom. They're dirt cheap for the price and runs off batteries if you want, which is a good way to do it, rechargeable batteries or whatever. And use the ZNR. You use up one effect to do that, but it's worth it. See how quiet it is, and I can move it around. At the gig, I'm not the guy going, which is super cool, yeah. Then you've got these other effects, like we said, like this compressors and things like that. The Exciter is really good. The Exciter gets me into EMG territory without having to buy MGs. This is cheaper than an EMG. It's outboard. It go on any of your guitars, but I really love EMG pickups, yeah. So I would never tell you not to buy a set of decent EMGs, yeah. Then I got the clone chorus, which is really nice with the fretless as well, yeah, which I played the other week. And then, yeah, this detune thing, okay, so actually that's the wrong one. It should be bass mono pitch, yeah. Why do I have this? Because let's put it back to 0. One of the songs they wanted to play has got this sort of slide from C sharp, C sharp down to B. And you need an E. Now you've got a low E there, but they wanted an E flat. Well, I'm not detuning the bass. And so what I do is I want to play E, but they want me to play E flat. So I need to be down by 1, yeah? So when I do this, it's down. And I'm playing here at an F. Ah. Now, you will notice there was no goddamn difference and you make me out to be a liar. Yes, because I hadn't touched it on. So now we switch it on, yeah? This is a standard F. And now I put this shift on, and I shift it down by 1. And when I play the F sharp, it's 1 less, which is an F. But you see it's got a little... Oh, and now the reason why you hear this horrible noise is because the balance wasn't 100%. Now it's 100%, yeah? And now I've gone down a pitch. It's like putting a capo on, or anti-capo in this case. And so when some of my colleagues want to play an E flat, on a 5 string that's okay. I've got an E flat just under here, but unfortunately when you want to slide down to it, I'm not doing it from there. So let's put it back to normal pitch, and we'll turn it off actually, and that's the versatility of this pedal. So now we've got a little bit more than just an ordinary pedal, but we've got 50% tone. I love the tone rolled off when I'm playing hymns, but the problem is sometimes at my age you can't quite hear the tone of it, particularly if they give you terrible foldback. So at the moment there's just a neck pickup, and this neck pickup is really quite ballsy, yeah? So let's put a little bit of rhythm on this because it's quite cool, I think. Normally, let's put it on. That's nice. Let's give it a bit of neck pickup. I'm really liking the sound of that. I mean, it's okay. I've coloured it with the zoom a bit, so you could say, what's the point of that? Well, because I love these pedals and they give you so much versatility. Yeah, you can turn it into almost any guitar you want. You've got the pitch shift going on. So what I'll do now is I'll call that a review at the end. I love this guitar. I've got loads of basses. Yeah, if you look on my channel, I mean, it needs a little bit of work. I'll show you that in a minute. But hell, I don't know how much you paid for it, but it's lovely. Very nice present, and all of the strings line up nicely as well with the pole pieces, which is pretty good. Noisy, so I'll just prove the noise again. If I go to this and I turn the ZN off, you can hear the noise. Yeah. In this environment, your mileage will vary. It's not now. That's because I've got these things unbalanced. Let's turn it all the way down. Actually, there's quite a bit of noise at rest, and that slipped actually. When I looked at the video, the tone really shows it off. Yeah. When I looked at the video earlier, I showed that these two pots were in line. I said, well done, Fender. Now they're not, and I felt it slip. So I think that they haven't tightened this pot up properly, or I've just broken it. Yeah. But I just moved it. So I'll check that out in a minute. But when we turn this up to the max, you see this rear one's now like the aerial. This one, when we turn it max, should cancel it out. Yeah, look, you see that can you see that's just moving, yeah? So this thing is loose in here. That's a bad, so that's the first one. This is very loose. I've got to take that apart because I might break the electronics in it, yeah? And it's not quiet when they're all at the same, it's quieter. But you put one of these on and now you hear the signal. So that's my first recommendation. If you get a cheap guitar like this, nothing wrong with it. It's really nicely set up, really nicely made. I can't see the blemishes other people are talking about, but get yourself a noise reduction or put better pickups on. There's nothing wrong with the pickups. I agree. They're very ballsy output, but they're bloody noisy. And where I play in a hymn, you don't want, well, you could say it's the wind of God, but it sounds just like a crap pickup to me. So that's the first thing I reg. Okay, I'm going to stop here and then I'll do a video on the setup itself, yeah?